Alright, last session for the day. We're going to go over land navigation again. Okay? Land navigation. See a little picture of him sitting there looking at the thing? Okay. As well, I forgot yesterday, when you're in the service, I'm sure in the Air Force maybe, in the Army, you find yourself being all you can be, all the way from not an aviator, actually flying things, but you can jump from planes, flying yourself, as well as all the way down to navigators, combat lifesaver. You know, you could be a medic, find yourself doing first aid for an individual. That depends on you for their lives. You know, strong responsibility. Your brother and your sister to your to the right and your left, right? All right, so key, interesting picture there. I like that. The guy, as you notice, the map is like the view from the top down looking. Okay. Again, as you look at that map, see what he's looking at, understanding what he has around him, the different regions. Got urban, sparse terrain, wooded land, farm fields, rivers, creeks, roads, man-made objects. When you look at that, when you look at the map, do you know what color man-made objects are on the map? On a military topographical map, man-made or built-up objects are usually black. You know, water is usually blue. Vegetation is green. Brown is what they call contour lines. Contour lines show the. That's very good with your finger there. Yeah. Contour lines show the height of, and usually in meters, right? And kilometers and meters map reading. You're gonna have to. That's a good thing. Just reminding myself. Yeah, you're brilliant. Thanks. Something that you're gonna have to know and understand is the metric system. Jesus Christ, my knees. All right. Understand the metric system, and understand kilometers, meters, so forth. Okay. Air Force tax. They're basically, say for instance, the Rangers. You know, the tax, because you got some guidance in there. This book here about tax. You know what their jobs and responsibilities are. I don't know exactly. I mean, I've read. I've done close to some of those duties of what they've done, but not to the extent and the professionalism and the expertise that they can do. As well, remember, in the military, you're gonna, this thing's got advice about weather. It's good to understand, weather, understand, how weather affects, and how you can predict it. It just gives you better skills, ability to manage. All right, so you're probably like, I'm sitting here watching him look at the book. Okay, again, legends of the map. Very important that you understand. Legends is basically symbolism, taking the pictures, and then when you look at the picturesque map, then you can read it. It's just like reading the language. Once you get to know the legend, you need to know the legend of every map so you can understand when you are reading the map what you're reading. Okay. Let's get used to it. The Earth. You need to know the longitude and latitude, because that's how, on a larger scale, the Earth is broke up into longitudes and latitudes, right? And then that gets broken down further and further and further into grid squares. 100,000 meter grid squares. Excuse me, I need a drink. Hey, great, you get to watch me drink. Okay. See how the Earth, grid squares, breaks up the Earth. Again, this is very technical. protractor, i.e. understand, I got a protractor in here, right? I always have one. The few skills, you know, my glasses, extra glasses, like I said, so that I can read, because my eyes are getting worse. And I like this little survival manual. It's very, very full of information. Problem is, it's very fine print, and I can't read it without those glasses. So if I was in a survival situation and I needed to read this and I didn't have these, this would be useless. Might as well use it for fire. Or can you read it for me? I can't read. Oh, jeez. Okay, anyway. Alright, when the grid goes down. Alright, yeah, protractor. Where's my one that had a, I hope I have it. It's not, the string came off. Anyway, these types that have a string in the middle, it's tied there so that I have a string out, so when I lay it on the map, and I can make an azimuth from the point. Right? This is super important for you to get protractors. You can also take this type, see here? This grid is for the different size of 1 over, you know, 1 over 25,000, 1 over 100,000 meters. That means the smaller the grid, that means, you know, the map's 1 over 100,000, that's the bigger area that it's covering, right? This is more fine detailed map because it's going to show a bit, like you said, that view means 1 over 25,000. That's good. Is that good? Good description? Yeah, real good. You're an idiot. Okay, so when you're looking at a map, and the bigger the grid square, the more detail you're going to see. The smaller the grid square, the less detail you're going to see, because it's going to cover a lot more land in one small square. Okay, then it's 1 over 50,000. Most times in life you're going to be using 1 over 50,000 maps. At least I did. 1 over 25 is really nice for when you're doing some kind of training and so forth, if you're lucky to find. Rarely use 1 over 25. 1 over 100,000 is the type of map you're going to use in the desert, because desert's big. Jungle, you know, this is the type of map you need, because the jungle is dense. You need to understand, you know, so forth. As well as you can put a hole right there in the middle of the center line. This is basically 360 degrees, 0 degrees, you know, north, you know, 180 degrees. Okay, so like maps laid down, north 0, south 160, you know, and you got east and west. All right, you put a center in there, you have a string tied to it, so that when you it's put through there and it's knotted, so and you can use that 550 gut. Where is my little pen there? Did I bring it? I wanted to show you. I probably didn't bring it. I might have it. I'll find it. I'll find it. Do I have it? Let's see here. 550 guts. You know, the inside of the 550 cord. That's a good thing to use for this. You put it through there. You burn it. Make like a nail head end, and then you can take that and then have it so that when you lay it down on the map and you're at a point here, you can measure. You know, you lay this down on the map, you know, north south, and then be able to read then